Okay, let me break this down. Let's start with Crow. Robbie blasted her right in the dome with a well-timed suppression bullet. She was knocked unconscious, got carried away by the central government, and had a brain scan conducted on her. That scan confirmed she was the ringleader behind the recent string of attacks. It also confirmed that everyone else involved was merely being used by her. Well, about that.
Even though your nymph was operating normally, you will be studied extensively for the various acts of wanton violence you have committed.
Studied?
We believe that you are able to control the nymph using your own will alone. This requires further investigation.
Gosh, I feel so special.
As you can imagine, this will be far from a routine examination. We will be tinkering with your brain until we find everything that we want to know. Once we've done that, NIKKE will determine the best path toward rehabilitation.
I see.
Don't even think about wiping your own memory. If any self-destruct signal is detected, the nymph will forcibly...
Oh, you don't need to worry about that. I know how impressive my memory is. I'd be a fool to want to destroy it.
That's what she said. Full of bravado until the bitter end. There.
It happened again? I will not let this stand! Why are Tetra's squads interfering with the central government anyway?
Consider on what you've done up until now. I don't think you should even be talking.
The Ark was under siege! It doesn't take a genius to know it had to come from that garbage heap. I saw EH with my own 2 eyes. She was getting on the elevator, and she had a bomb in her hands.
And yet, you let her get away as well.
Ugh.
Let me ask you something. Did you have any evidence to back up these accusations you have against the Outer Rim?
Are you deaf? I just told you. That place is a hotbed for terrorists.
If you had eyes, you would have seen for yourself that there wasn't one single person in the entire Outer Rim who was armed. Tell me then, on what grounds could you possibly justify marching in there with your petite armée? It sounds to me like you were conducting a massacre!
What if it was? What are you gonna do about it? What has the Outer Rim ever done for the Ark? We could wipe it off the map, and NIKKE wouldn't say a word.
Are you willing to accept les repercussions?
What?
The reason NIKKE isn't making a move is simple. She knows that my queens could crush you like an insect. And do you truly believe that the Outer Rim doesn't benefit the Ark in any way? If so, vous are sorely mistaken.
What kind of gibberish is this?
Très bien! Go ahead! Go straight to the Outer Rim and fire away! I won't stop you. Let's see for ourselves what judgment NIKKE will reach. Go on, hurry!
I don't feel like it right now.
Oh, that's too bad. I would like to remind you of one thing, however. When my queens were protégées at the Outer Rim, they also saved your skin. You owe me.
That's more or less what was said. But they couldn't escape the fact that they roughed up central government troops. Sakura, Rosanna, and Moran were all about to get their memories wiped, but Mustang stepped in and made a deal with the government. In exchange for them keeping their memories, Tetra's main broadcasting channel will be handed over to the central government. What? It's the only reason the Underworld Queens aren't walking vegetables right now. But then, how is Mustang going to make any money? He's got his fingers in a lot of pies, so losing the broadcasting channel won't be a death blow. However, the central government will now have virtually complete control over all broadcasting systems in the Ark. I just met with Mustang briefly, and he seemed fine.
C'est bon, ami! Fighting up from the bottom is my specialty!
That's what he said. Mustang will be fine. He always is. Thanks to him, the Outer Rim didn't sustain too much damage. Commanding everyone to lay down their weapons was a masterstroke. If everyone had been armed, they'd have gotten drawn into the carnage.
Uni has been placed in solitary confinement at the rehabilitation center. She's refusing to speak, and is more or less catatonic. Running a brain scan is impossible since she doesn't have any nymph, so the central government is at a loss. They won't be forgiving her for that shelter escapade of hers, so I can't see things ending well for her. She'll remain locked in solitary confinement until it's certain that she's behind the shelter incident.
Once it's been confirmed, then what?
She'll be scrapped.
I see. And Mihara?
Mihara. Uni and the three of us were all shot by Crow's suppression bullets. But Mihara got shot in the head by a termination pistol. The damage was extensive, and she was sent to the repair center. However, her nymph interfered with the brain surgery. It most likely perceived the operation as an external attack. They were left with no choice but to remove the nymph. And it was during this procedure that a memory wipe occurred. After some treatment, her nymph was re-uploaded. She's still recovering at the moment.
At any rate, everything more or less seems to be under control. As for the Raptures, there are only a few stragglers left in the Ark, so things should settle down soon enough. The shelter will be reopened once we've confirmed all Raptures have been eliminated. This was a big one, in every sense of the word.
They're going to declare that the hole in the Ark's roof was a result of deterioration from the facility's aging. If word gets out that this occurred because of one NIKKE's doing, the central government's reputation will hit rock bottom. The ironic thing is that, as a result, popular opinion regarding NIKKE's is now at an all-time high. It's become more apparent than ever how indispensable NIKKE's are to protecting humanity, especially after Matisse's display up on the surface. I'm sure the central government is intending to use this newfound goodwill to its advantage.
What happened to Siwin? Uni really did a number on her, so she's in intensive care right now. When she's able to walk again, she'll be judged by NIKKE. We'll just have to wait and see what happens next. There's something I still don't get, though. Why do you think Crow shot suppression bullets at us?
She must have wanted to push the commander to the brink. Of course, the moment you think about it, the holes start to show. It doesn't matter how much mental fortitude you have. If you want to be free from the nymph, then your inhibitor needs to be deactivated. There's no way around that.
I don't blame you. Crow was probably counting on that happening.
Crow's ultimate goal was for the commander to avenge our supposed deaths. Once you'd killed her, it wouldn't matter that we were still alive. At that point, it'd be too late. You'd have crossed that line.
What a sadistic trick. But, Rappy, how were you able to move first?
I used it a little bit.
You mean Red Hood?
Yes,
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. It was only for a moment.
That's a relief, but... Sorry to interrupt, but it's time, Commander.
I'll walk with you.
Enix's gonna make her verdict. This shouldn't be a big deal, right?
Definitely not.